I was at a local coffee shop yesterday, and I noticed this elderly man sitting by the window reading a massive book about quantum physics.
That sounds like a heavy read for a morning coffee.
Exactly. So I couldn't help myself. I walked up and asked him why he was studying something so incredibly difficult at his age.
What did he say?
He smiled and told me, "My dear, the day I stop learning is the day I stop growing." It really made me think about why smart people never seem to stop studying.
That is so true. In fact, there is a fascinating concept behind this. The most successful and intelligent people look at the world differently.
They see everything as a lesson, right?
Yes, they have what psychologists call a growth mindset. They don't see intelligence as a fixed trait that you were just born with.
Right. They believe you can develop your abilities through dedication and hard work. But here's the surprising part.
What's that?
Many people think that once you get a university degree or secure a high-paying job, you can finally relax and stop studying.
But the truly successful people do the exact opposite. They actually step up their reading and learning after they graduate.
It's like they have this endless curiosity that keeps them moving forward.
It really is an endless curiosity. Think about Warren Buffett, one of the wealthiest investors in the world. Do you know how he spends his day?
I heard he reads a lot, but I don't know the exact details.
He spends about 80% of his day reading. He reads reports, books, newspapers, everything.
80%? That is wild. Most people complain they don't even have 15 minutes to read a single chapter.
Exactly. He says that knowledge builds up over time, just like compound interest.
That is a beautiful way to put it. Small pieces of information today can grow into massive wisdom tomorrow.
But most people don't realize this. They think learning is just for passing school exams.
And that's why they get stuck in their careers. The world changes so fast now, especially with technology.
If you stop updating your skills, your current knowledge becomes obsolete within a few years.
It's like trying to run a modern smartphone on software from 20 years ago. It just won't work.
Precisely. Smart people learn because they want to adapt and thrive, not just survive.
That reminds me of an interesting concept called the 5-hour rule. Have you heard of it?
Oh, yes. Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and Oprah Winfrey all follow it, don't they?
Yes. No matter how busy they are, they set aside at least 1 hour a day, or 5 hours a week, for deliberate learning.
That means they are not just casually scrolling through social media. They are actively studying.
Exactly. They read books, take online courses, or reflect on their mistakes.
It is amazing how the busiest people on the planet find time to learn, while the average person says they are too tired.
It comes down to priorities. Smart people treat learning as a daily necessity, like eating or sleeping.
What happened next was unexpected when a study looked at the habits of everyday millionaires.
What did the study find?
It showed that 88% of wealthy individuals dedicate 30 minutes or more each day to self-education.
So there is a direct connection between continuous learning and high success.
Absolutely. They aren't reading fiction for entertainment either. They read biographies, history, and self-help books.
It makes total sense. When you read about history or other successful people, you are essentially downloading their lifetime of experience into your brain in a few hours.
That is a great shortcut. Why make all the mistakes yourself when you can learn from someone else's errors?
But there is another side to this. Continuous learning actually keeps your brain healthy and young.
Yes, scientists call this neuroplasticity. The brain can create new connections even when we get older.
So our brains are like muscles. If we don't exercise them, they get weak.
Exactly. And learning a new language or a complex skill is like a heavy workout for your mind.
That is probably why that gentleman at the coffee shop looked so sharp and full of life.
And this changes everything because it means intelligence isn't something you lose as you age, as long as you keep challenging yourself.
That is very encouraging for our listeners who are practicing English right now.
Yes, by listening to this podcast, they are actively protecting their brain health while improving their language skills.
It's a double win. They get smarter and more fluent at the same time.
You know, there is an interesting psychological effect related to this called the Dunning-Kruger effect.
Oh, I love this one. It explains why people who know very little often think they know everything.
Exactly. When someone starts learning a new topic, they quickly feel like an expert because they don't know enough to see how deep the subject is.
But as you get smarter and learn more, you realize how much you actually don't know.
True wisdom is admitting that you know nothing. That is why intelligent people are always so humble.
They never boast about their knowledge because they are too busy realizing how much more there is to discover.
It is like climbing a mountain. The higher you go, the more you see the endless horizon.
But here's the surprising part about people who stop learning. They become trapped in their own small bubbles.
They think their opinions are absolute facts because they never challenge their own beliefs with new information.
That sounds like a dangerous way to live, especially in our modern world.
It is very dangerous. It leads to close-mindedness and a lack of empathy for others.
Speaking of new information, I read a story about a famous doctor who completely changed his career path at the age of 50.
At 50? That takes a lot of courage. Most people are just waiting for retirement at that stage.
He was a highly successful surgeon, but he noticed that artificial intelligence was beginning to change healthcare.
Instead of ignoring it or feeling threatened, he decided to embrace it.
Yes, he went back to university to study computer science and coding alongside 20-year-old students.
That must have been quite a sight.
It was. People thought he was crazy, but today he creates AI tools that help surgeons perform operations more safely.
Wow. That is an incredible example of being an adaptable professional.
Most people don't realize this, but the most valuable asset you have is not your current job or your money. It is your ability to learn.
If you lose your job tomorrow, but you know how to learn quickly, you can rebuild your career from scratch.
But if you only rely on what you learned 20 years ago, you will find it very hard to recover.
That is so true, Emma. In the modern workplace, we talk a lot about the T-shaped professional.
Can you explain what that means for our listeners?
Sure. The vertical bar of the letter T represents your deep expertise in one specific area, like marketing or accounting.
And what does the horizontal bar represent?
It represents your broad knowledge about other industries, technology, and human behavior.
Ah, I see. So a smart person has a deep specialty, but they never stop learning about other things around them.
Exactly. This allows them to collaborate with different experts and spot unique opportunities that others miss.
And what happened next was unexpected, because companies are now actively looking for these kinds of people over specialists who refuse to learn anything new.
Yes, adaptability has become the #1 currency in the job market today.
It's no longer just about what you know. It's about how fast you can pick up something you don't know.
Exactly. The faster you can learn, the more valuable you become to the world.
I think another reason smart people keep learning is simply because it makes life so much more exciting.
I completely agree. Imagine waking up every day and doing the exact same things, thinking the exact same thoughts without any new inputs.
That sounds incredibly boring. It's like watching the same movie over and over again.
Learning adds flavor and color to our lives. It gives us a sense of wonder and excitement.
It can be something small, too, like learning a new recipe, understanding a historical event, or practicing a new language.
Every time you learn something new, your brain releases dopamine, the reward chemical that makes you feel happy.
So, learning is actually a natural way to boost our mood and stay motivated.
But here's the surprising part. Many people view learning as a chore or a punishment because of their school memories.
That is a real tragedy. In school, we were forced to memorize things we didn't care about just to pass a test.
But adult learning is completely different. You have total freedom to choose what you want to study based on your own passions.
That freedom is everything. You can learn at your own pace, on your own terms, through videos, podcasts, or books.
There are no bad grades, no stressful exams, and no strict teachers. Just pure personal growth.
It's all about curiosity. If you stay curious, you stay young at heart.
I always think about great artists and thinkers who created their best masterpieces late in life because they never stopped exploring.
Like Leonardo da Vinci, he was constantly writing down questions about how birds fly, how water flows, and how the human eye works until his very last days.
He was the ultimate lifelong learner. He didn't separate art, science, and philosophy. To him, it was all just one big mystery to solve.
And this changes everything for us, because we live in an era where all the world's information is available right at our fingertips.
We have no excuses anymore. We have free libraries, online courses, and educational podcasts like this one.
The only thing we need to bring to the table is our willingness to invest our time wisely.
Instead of spending 3 hours watching mindless content, we can use 30 minutes to expand our minds.
That is the perfect takeaway for today. Success, intelligence, and fulfillment aren't destinations. They are a continuous journey.
Absolutely, Emma. If our listeners want to be truly smart and successful, they just need to commit to learning one small thing every single day.
Just a 1% improvement daily can lead to a massive transformation over a year.
It really does. It has been such an inspiring chat today. It reminds me to keep pushing my own boundaries and never settle for what I already know.
Me too, Liam. Thank you for sharing your stories and insights with us.
It is always a pleasure, Emma. I hope our listeners feel inspired to keep growing and practicing their English with us.
Thank you for joining us today on SmartSpeak Podcast.
If you enjoyed this conversation and learned something new, don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with a friend.
Keep practicing, keep improving, and keep speaking English.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.